Well, my pretties, welcome to episode 399 of Shadows and Pretties. And as you can see here, we are getting closer to the um the 400th episode of Shadows and Pretties. So today, I'm going to be talking about this 19 1980 movie. Now, basically, it's a Halloween Christmas movie. Basically. So this film is kind of like Silent Night, Deadly Night almost, but it's definitely very different. So basically, this is a American slasher film. Now, this movie was originally titled "You Better Watch Out," also known as Terror in Toyland. So this one pretty much follows the plot of a deranged man obsessed with Santa Claus, who eventually goes on a murderous rampage dressed in Santa Claus suit. Since its release, it has gained a cult following, which of course praised repeatedly viewings by the director John Waters. So basically, this movie was confiscated and seized in the United Kingdom under Section 3 during the video nasty panic. So I'm going to talk about this movie for any of you guys who have not seen this movie. So basically, this movie it takes place in suburban New Jersey on Christmas Eve of 1947. A young boy named Harry Standling and his younger brother Phil, with their mother, watch as a man dressed as Santa Claus comes down their chimney, eats the milk and cookies they provide for him, and leaves presents under the tree. However, later when Harry gets out of bed to investigate some noises he heard downstairs, he sees his mother being sexually groped by the Santa man. Traumatized, Harry rushes up to the attic and cuts his hand with a shard of glass from the shattered snow globe. So then fast forward 33 years later, an adult Harry works at a low-level position at Jolly Dreams Toy Factory, where his colleagues considered him as a schmuck and make fun of him. At home, he has taken upon himself to become the next true Santa. He sleeps in the costume, and his apartment is represented with the Christmas decor. He spies on the neighborhood children to see if they're being good or bad, and he keeps up detailing records of their behavior. Harry's co-worker Frank asks Harry to cover his shift on the assembly line in order to be with his family. So, however, though on his way home from work, Harry sees Frank drinking with friends at a local bar. Distressed by the man's duplicity, Harry breaks one of his dollhouse figures while humming the Christmas tunes. So the following day, he cancels Thanksgiving dinner with Phil and his family, and Phil has been constantly angered by his brother's odd behavior, while Phil's wife Jackie is more sympathetic. So at the company Christmas party, the owner of Jolly Dreams, Dr. Wiseman, announces that the company will donate toys to the children at the local hospital, provided production increases significantly. The employees contribute with their own money. Mr. Felcher, one of the company's high-ranking executives, introduces Harry to a new training executive, George Grosh, who devised the donation scheme. Harry is angry and disgusted at Bo for not caring about the children. That night he fills a bag with toys that he stole from the factory and other bags with dirt. So fast forward on Christmas Eve, while gluing a Santa beard to his face, he enters a fugue state that he has been convinced that he truly is Santa Claus, garbled in his Santa suit. Harry starts doing his rounds in the van that decorates with the sleigh picture, and he believes that he has been trained by Santa Claus's reindeer. At first, he sneaks into his brother's home and delivers toys for his nephews, then leaves a bag full of dirt at the doorstep of the bad boy, Moss Garcia. Later, Harry drops the toys off at the hospital, where he is greeted cheerfully by the staff. So on the street, Harry is taunted by the group of teenagers leaving midnight mass, and he brutally murders them in a fit of rage at a toy soldier and a hatchet. So later, Harry is welcomed to the neighborhood Christmas party, where people think he is just some harmless Santa impersonator. He dances and cheers everyone up and makes sure that the attending children know that they will have to be good boys and girls to receive gifts. He then breaks into Frank's home, kills him with his sack of gifts, and and a Christmas tree star, and he leaves toys behind for the kids, makes a run for his van just as Frank's wife finds her dead husband. So on Christmas morning, his Santa suit disheveled by dirty, Harry returns to the Jolly Dreams, activates the assembly lines, breaking all the toys which he considers subpar. Later, his van becomes stuck in the snow on a beautifully decorated street with plenty of lights, sending him further into a delusional state. So the residents shortly recognize him as the murderer and form a torch-bearing mob to pursue him. So Harry manages to free his van from the snow and drives to his brother's house, where Phil has already started to suspect something is seriously wrong with his brother. Harry confronts Phil, accusing him to have been the root of cause of his childhood trauma. Phil was the one who revealed to Harry that Santa they saw was actually their father. Phil quickly realizes that Harry is the homicidal Santa from the news and chokes him unconscious. He loads him into the front seat of the van, and Harry soon regains his consciousness, punches Phil, and drives off again. The angry mob forces him and his van off a bridge, where the van is shown to be flying off towards the moon. As a voiceover reads the end of The Night Before Christmas, and that's pretty much how the movie ends. So basically, the filming of this movie took place in late 1979 and early 1980 in various locations in New Jersey, including Union City, aka where Amanda Cartret lives, New Brunswick, Edgewater, Inglewood, and Montclair, and the toy factory in the film was featured a real toy factory in New Brunswick owned by Lynn Pressman, mother of the film's executive producer, Sir Edward R. Pressman. Scenes shot at the toy factory were completed in early December of 1979, and the additional shooting occurred 3 days in February of 1980. So basically, this movie is kind of like Silent Night, Deadly Night, in a sense, but it's not exactly like the Nightmare Before. Like, it's not exactly like Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I get Silent Night, Deadly Night vibes while when I watch this movie, and it kind of gives me that Silent Night, Deadly Night vibes. But it's a pretty good Christmas movie, especially for anybody who's a horror fan like myself. It's a pretty good one. I definitely do have to say is that, it's pretty interesting. I mean, there is a lot of deaths that were gory and stuff, but, there was a lot of stuff that I have to say that, you know, it's just really a really good movie. I mean, if you like the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies, then you definitely would really enjoy this one. This one kind of reminds me of Silent Night, Deadly Night, but not really entirely. I'm not saying that's exactly the case, but I personally thought this was a really good movie. I personally really enjoyed this a whole lot. I thought it was really well done. It's just fantastic. It's just a really good one. I mean, it's got really good actors. So like it's got Brandon Margart, plays the Santa Claus, and he's still alive at the age of 91, which I'm surprised. That I thought he died like a long time ago, but that's not the case. So I basically do have to say is that it's a really interesting film. It's really good and well done. I personally really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really, really well done. I thought it was perfect. It was just really good and well done. It's a really amazing film. So I basically do have to say is that it's got really good actors in this movie. I personally do have to say is that Christmas Evil is definitely a amazing movie. I mean, it's like I said before, it reminds me of Silent Night, Deadly Night, but it's definitely a really interesting movie. So I guess with that being the case and with that being said, like I'm always gonna say, this is just simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with it, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these movies. This is just simply my own personal thoughts. As always, I personally really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really well done. It was fantastic. It's just really good. And it's a really perfect film for, the holidays, if you're into horror, that is. But, I personally really enjoyed this a whole lot. I thought it was really neat and well done. It's definitely a really good movie. I personally really enjoyed it a lot. So, I guess with that being said and that being the case, what did you guys personally think of this movie? Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm Shadow the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. As always, if you guys want to go follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on Twitter, follow me on DeviantArt, and follow me on my backup channel known as Mr. Shigo, as links to those will be in the About page section, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll be catching you guys all in the next video. Peace out, and like always, I'll see you all next time.